Jamie, good to see you, man. Thanks for making the time.
No worries, man. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Dude, I gotta say, I loved Juliet and Romeo. You were absolutely brilliant in this film. Massive congratulations.
Oh, that's really nice of you to say. Thank you. So you were able to check it out in Australia and have a
Yes,
watch?
yep. Saw it in the theater. Absolutely loved it. It was great.
Awesome, man.
Really
Thank you.
beautiful. And one of the things I kept thinking about while watching your performance is how Romeo, he's constantly torn between what his heart wants and what everyone around him expects from him. I'm curious, for you personally, have you ever experienced moments where you felt caught between your own desires and that expectation of those around you, much like Romeo himself?
Every day, really. I think that's the life is just constantly full of conflicts with what you really want. I mean, right now I'm sitting in London pursuing a dream of acting, and that means I've had to sort of sacrifice being away from my family. So you're constantly going after your dreams and your desires or things you love, but you're having to make sacrifices for those things. And I guess Romeo is he's a pretty impulsive character. He follows his heart and he does what he wants. So I think he's just always at odds with his family and sort of the family name. That's the big thing, isn't it? It's his name which he's trying to live up to. I don't really have that problem in my life.
Yeah.
My name isn't a Montague, but
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely share that conflict.
Now, while I was watching the movie, my jaw, well, it's actually still on the floor from the very first time I got to hear you sing as Romeo. You got
Thanks,
the
man.
pipes, man. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Now, to me, you singing sort of solidifies the greatness of this performance. And a lot of actors, they don't do that. Some actors, they choose to lip sync, which is totally fine. I'm curious, from your perspective as an actor, do you believe that if you're going to play a particular role, that you should actually sing on film?
Um, it depends. It just depends on the material. I think there are so many different types of musical now. The classical musicals, like Les Miserables, Phantom of the Opera, I think they really do require you to sing live, because they've been in the theater. People expect that. But with musicals like this, which are more pop based songs, they're written by pop songwriters who have that sort of sensibility. I think people sort of expect a more polished sound. I think it's kind of hard to pull off a more legit theatrical singing experience with a movie like this, which is more pop. But yeah, that's why in Les Miserables, the movie, it was all live. Anne Hathaway gives this amazing sort of live performance. Eddie Redmayne, Hugh Jackman. But with us, we definitely married both. We sang live on set, but it was married with sort of a more studio sound, which was done in post.
Yeah, no, it sounded
I'm
amazing.
probably giving away all the secrets here, which I shouldn't be,
There you
but
go.
yeah.
Secrets with Jamie Ward behind the scenes. Now, when you are preparing for a new role and you're reading the script and you're getting to know the character, what's that one thing that you're looking for that makes you say, "Yeah, I gotta tell the story. I want to be a part of this project."
Well, I'm still at like an early stage in my career, so having that luxury of sort of choosing projects is too few and far between for me right now. But I will say for this particular movie, when they sent, I remember it was like the second round of auditions that I got sent the songs and the full script, because usually in the first stage you just get sent a few scenes. So I got sent the full script, and it was just so energetic and full of life. And I just knew that it was sort of this Indiana Jones kind of take on Romeo and Juliet, more of like an adventure vibe with like handlit torches and crawling through tunnels and scraping on walls and things like that. That kind of intrigued me because I love movies like that, like Uncharted, Indiana Jones. And then I just knew that the when I heard the music, when the director sent me this full list of all 12 songs, I just knew it was going to be really special.
This was the role for you, for sure.
Yeah.
worked with some pretty big A-list actors over your career. Adrian Brody, Jason Isaacs, Salma Hayek, just to name a few. Incredible, incredible stuff. But what's been the best piece of advice that you've received from a star like Salma or Adrian that initially you ignored, but now you swear by?
I just did this movie with another Perth boy, actually, Sam Worthington. I'm sure
Oh,
you from
yeah,
Avatar.
absolutely.
I was like so excited to work with him. I got to sort of be in the makeup trailer with him most mornings, and then our characters didn't have too many scenes together, but we crossed paths a lot. And he's such a, he's a classically trained actor, but he just said, just say the line, just say the line, and figure out who you are and be your authentic self. And I think that's really hard when you're sort of starting out in the industry, to just chill out and be yourself. Um, but he's so authentic, and he does all his homework, and then he comes on set and he just says it because he knows he's done all the work. And for me, it's like just such a testament to how hard someone works, but then is able to just they're just able to ooze who they are without trying. They're not losing any energy trying to impress anyone. And I've been reading this book called Courage to be Disliked. And I think he's just like the epitome of that. He just doesn't give a
Yeah, exactly. No
and I
doubt,
love that.
such a talented actor for sure.
Yeah, so that's something I would love to learn, and he's sort of like one of my role models now, and I would love to keep in touch with him. And
Great. Now that you've
yeah,
made that connection on this movie.
yeah,
Now, Jamie, I've heard that if you weren't lighting up the screen, you'd be tearing up the racetrack. And you've had a chance to get behind the wheel with Daniel Ricciardo, who, like yourself,
yeah,
hails from Perth. But if you
yeah.
had to choose, what's more thrilling for you? Is it the rush of racing on the track or the adrenaline of stepping onto a set and becoming a character?
I've always enjoyed things where I don't have to think too much. I wasn't great at English lit, or working out a maths formula or anything like that. I've always enjoyed things where I can be more in my body, and acting is that. But racing is that to the next level. You're at one with the steering wheel. Your feet are dancing on the pedals. I'm like a similar age to Daniel, so we were at the racetrack a lot when we were younger. And I mean, he used to beat me, but I was pretty close. So I think both careers have kind of they're in the same avenue. Acting allows me to use my body and not think too much. When I'm really sort of in the moment, I can. It's a similar experience to racing.
Similar to theatre as well, that sort of adrenaline
Yeah,
rush you
similar. It's
get.
a similar rush. The adrenaline is exactly the same. Your heart's pumping right before
Yeah.
you run on stage, just like your heart's pumping right before the lights go green. Um, you're just at one. You're at ease with your body. The nerves go when they say action or when the lights go green. So I'm always like trying to find that sort of high with whatever I do, because you feel so calm. You're so calm when you're racing or when you're acting, and yeah, it's cool.
Excellent. Great answer. Jamie, been an absolute pleasure chatting with you, man. You're
You
such a
too,
talented
man.
guy, and I know you're going to go on and keep crushing things. Seriously, really appreciate your time.
Thanks so much, Isaac. Great to meet you.